Peace and blessings, royal family. You live with your girl, Snapchat Queen. Now, we on the road to discovery. Because, see, they got open AI and chatbot friends and all kind of AI going on. So, we got to break down this AI word, artificial intelligence. Artificial means not real or fake. Intelligence means smart. Or what we say, Miss Know-It-All. So they're using artificial intelligence to say that it's going to be the next big thing. Then we as a human civilization need to think about some things. Because all they did was, in these chat boxes and all these years we've been online, is putting our information into a cube, the drive, the cloud. This is the cloud right here. It's saving all our information. This right here is listening to everything we say, and this thing right here is watching everything we do right here. That's why I keep my camera covered up. That's the camera. That's the cameraman right there. They playing God with artificial intelligence, family. And it's getting to the point, because if you don't have no data in these devices, that when you go and use the thing, you need to sign into a network. Once you sign your thing into a network, then you still have to pay for data. So what is the point of us having to buy machines? You got to buy the machine, then you got to download the app, but you got to buy a device to download the app on. All this is you continuing to pay for services that you clearly already paid for. So it don't work if you're offline. So again, family, let's go back and let's analyze some of these devices that we're taking on, and we're constantly paying more and more money for them. I mean, $2,000-$3,000 for one little device at this point, family. And it never ends, because you still got to use electricity to plug it up to even get it working. So at what point do these devices that we are giving ourselves so-called inconvenience, because they're not convenient, giving ourselves these inconvenience, calling them conveniences, at what point are we stepping back saying, okay, like our parents did, well, we really don't need this, so we can get rid of that, well, we can use this, so let's keep that, because it could be used for some beneficial things. However, the things that was used for benefit, we clearly see are turned against us. So now we got to go back to the table as a whole family, as humanity, and say, well, how is it that a fake artificial device is controlling us and it's artificial? So let's start at the root of the problem, family. Is it worth paying for a device that you got to keep paying for? Are we on monthly payments with devices that's really not benefiting us? Because if you ain't got no online service, then everything you do on this device work-wise, what benefit is it to you, family? Let's start with number one. If your whole work life is online and they're able to cut it off when they get ready, what use is it to you? If you have your family photos in the gallery and you open up your gallery and they're blocking your photos in your gallery, what good is this device to you? If everything you need on this device requires you to have internet, what good is this device to you? And somebody else in quality control can go into the computer and cut your information off at their will. I worked in customer service, and there was a girl in there. And all she did every day was answer the phone, know the customers is on the line. Instead of her doing her job, she would sit back, put the phone on mute, and let the customers talk. And then when the customers are like, are you there, are you there, she just literally sat there on the phone and didn't reply until they hung up the phone, knowing that it already took them an hour to get to her. Because the call center going to have you on hold for at least 15 minutes before you get to an agent. Then when you get to an agent, for them to take care of the business that you can't go and take care of yourself, they sit there and act like they don't want to do their job that they getting paid for. So if you got agents who are in the offices tampering with your information because they say, oh, I know of somebody who got this service and I don't like them, so I'm going to go in the office and I'm going to go in the back office and I'm going to change their information around. Yes, family, we're dealing with petty people, baby. I don't know when the grown folks didn't grow up, but we at the point now where we got to start handling grown folks again, because grown folks own this pettiness with these devices. I work with them. So when you got grown people who are in the background and you got them in the office that's writing down your credit card information while you calling in, and they using your credit card online, and you have no clue that they got access to your information because you call these companies, trusting these companies with your personal information, and they got credit people working in the background to steal your information. It was a guy, another guy. He was in there working, and we were selling the cell phones. He was setting up the customer cell phones, and sending it to his house to sell them on the streets, and still using his customer information. So again, family, if you got people who got control over your information online, and think about online, keep right on lying to you. They lying to you. They online lying to you. They right on lying to you, like the old folks say, right on lying to you. If they got your information, they right online to you about your information, they controlling all of your information. What are the pros and cons out of this, family? You put in the comments and tell me what are the pros to this and what are the cons to this. And hey, we might can keep some of the pros, but we got to get rid of them cons, family. It's time for us to grow up and have adult conversations in 2025, because it seems like a lot of people didn't want to grow up. Some people got stuck in the past, the civil rights movement. Hey, we all grew up together, baby. We in this thing together. All that racist stuff, baby, that's in the past. That's behind us. I mean, we got to think about the children out here at this point. We as adults got to really put our foot down, and it hurt. I got to do stuff I don't want to do, but hey, we got to be the adults out here. We got to think about our future, because our ancestors did not have us living like this, family. The ancestors didn't have this. God didn't have this, family. Whether you God or not, you still know right from wrong. And I think it's time that we start having these conversations on a deeper level, family. And hey, if people get offended, that means they guilty. That just means they are guilty. And they need to do some changing themselves, family. But right now, we got humanity to save. Because right now it's humanity against artificial intelligence and the people who are running this artificial intelligence. So family, I appreciate you for taking the time to listen to this. Give you some things to ponder on. Because we asking questions. It's okay to ask a question. If a person got a problem with the question you ask, then it's something you might need to think about. The honesty and the trustworthy of that person and the character of that person. Because now it's time to judge people by their character and not the color of their skin. Judge them by their actions, what they doing out here, how you performing out here. Because, see, I can take you a walk around this community and find out, hey, we paying for services we clearly ain't getting. But that's a topic for another day. With the destruction of these communities outside, people out here trying to be one up on each other, and we all in the same boat. We all in the same boat, family. One love, one light, one prosperity, because we all fighting for the same thing. We all got to eat. We all got to cover ourselves from this wealth. Continue to grow in God, continue to grow in one another, because we stronger together as opposed to apart. It's okay to agree to disagree, family. It's okay to agree to disagree. But at what point do you use it to grow? It's okay to use constructive criticism. It's okay to criticize me, but tell me where I'm wrong at and to help me grow. Give me some solutions with it. Don't just tell me you don't like it without telling me how to make it better. And that's where we need to get back to. It's okay to say, well, do a little correction on that, because as a graphic designer, when you're working with people and they're coming to you and they're asking you, well, I need you to make this logo for me. It's not how I want the logo to look, because I've done it. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. But then the customer get it like, no, that's not what I want. It's not. And then I go do it another one, like, oh, this is so horrible. And that be the one that they love. The one you think is the most worst one be the one that they actually picked. Ironic, weird, but hey, as an artist, you will find out. And most artists, y'all know, it be the ones you took the less time on and just do it together, and here you go. Now the ones you sat there and took your time on, they be like, no, I don't like that. You get that, but it's okay, because at the end of the day, they pay for what they want. And they entrusted you to come and bring their idea out of their head into reality. And all it takes is us listening to each other, because we all been through the same pain. We all been through the same struggles one way or another. It might not been the same way, but it's the same results, the same emotion and the same feeling. We all had those emotions and feelings struck. But it's how you overcome those things that matter. It's how you overcome. And we got to get out of this victim mindset that we can't overcome, family, because we can overcome these things. I was out there 6 years with nothing with my daughter, but God helped me overcome those, because he showed me little ways to help get through those things when I got by myself and got to God and said, all right, Lord, I need a plan. He said, write down the vision. So write down what you want. And then get some pictures so you can visualize. So I got my magazines and I started cutting out the pictures that I wanted. And he said, now, how can you obtain these things? Write down different ways that you think you can make it happen. I mean, simple stuff is that. And family, I went from out there with nothing to being on my way to having almost everything I want, but it's still a process. And that's called lifing. Because if you get it all at the same time, then what is the point of life? What is the point of experiencing and experimenting? The life is about experience and experimenting. Learning and growing, making a mistake, because without mistakes, you can't grow. Without pain, you can't heal. How could you know that there's a problem? How could you know there was a solution if there was never a problem? I said it backwards. How could you know there was a solution if there was never a problem? And once you identify those problems, you got to get to the point of seeing the solution. You can't get stuck in the problem. We like to get stuck in the problem. We got to get stuck out of this, I'm in the problem mode. It's okay to take your time with stuff and allow the universe to align you with things. Because it's time to grow, family. We have to put all this competitive notion behind us. It's okay to compete, but at the expense of the nation falling, it's not worth it. I mean, it's clearly not worth it when you're in a no-win battle, when people just stealing your information and everybody is competing over the same projects, the same exact thing. So it's like we living in a world of replication and people mad because somebody did it better, but it's the same thing and you really didn't do it better. You just did the same thing in a different way. It's not better, it's just a different way of going about doing the same thing. Options and doing the same thing. So let me go and get off this and give y'all that to ponder about, because God said in the Bible, nothing new is under this sun. And he's right. It's hard to find something new under the sun because man have gotten into such competition to the same thing that he can't see outside of that box of competing for the same projects. Now, if we was in the world where a man was able to create freely through his mind, then you wouldn't need competition because you was creating through your own mind. Only time you need competition is when you're trying to steal somebody else's stuff and use somebody else's idea. Yeah, of course you competing with them for their stuff. Okay, let me get off because that was power. All right, I love you. Peace out.